Hey YouTubers. Sorry I have not been on in a while. Life has just been crazy. So this episode I'm actually going to try and recap 5, 6, and 7 all in the same episode. Hope this works out. And let's get this party started. Please subscribe by mashing that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you'll know when I have videos. Please like and leave comments below. Also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Okay, so for episode 5, it starts out where they're still in Cleveland and Alea's come back and the girls are just not happy about it. And so then, later on in the episode, Peter pulls Alea aside and basically said, I'm sorry, this isn't working, basically. I'm going to have to say goodbye, and sends her home. And the girls are like, oh, thank God. And then, he has a rose ceremony and sends about a couple other girls home. I think Deandra was one of them. Cheyenne, Kiera, who's the other one? Lexi. I like Lexi. I think Lexi was really good. I just don't think they connected well. Maybe on the car, and that was about it. And then I think the other one was Savannah. They sent home, or he had sent home as well. Then they go to South America, and I believe it was Chile. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. They go to Chile. He basically has a run-in with a golf cart and ends up having stitches, but still continues on with his journey to find love. He has his first one-on-one date with Sydney, and basically says that she is one of the best kissers. Okay. Then they're laying, talking and getting to know one another, and then the group date card comes, and everybody but Kelly is on this group date, or the next group date. And then they shoot back to Sydney and Peter's dinner, where they have even more in-depth conversations. And she ends up getting the one-on-one rose. Okay, so I was wrong. It was actually Costa Rica, not Chile. I think that's later on in the week they hit Chile. So anyhow, they go on to the group date where they have a photo shoot with, I think it's Vogue. And, they get in their bikinis and have waterfall pictures and photo shoots. And one of the girls starts making out with Peter, and the other girls are just not happy about that. Not at all. And then there's a cocktail party for the night portion of the date. And basically, Tammy calls Kelsey out saying that she's a drunk and a pill popper. And I don't recall this conversation, but I guess it happened. It's also been a couple of weeks, so... And if that's the case, that's not cool. I mean, Tammy's a little intense. It's putting it nicely. Very, very intense. Then, the next one-on-one date is Kelly. And Kelly's like, oh, I'm just here to have fun, It's an adventure. La 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 la. They go on this date where they check out their energies with each other, and the energies were just not good. And Kelly is just like, I'm just here to have fun, just having fun. Like, I feel like Kelly just didn't care at this point. Like, she was just like, I'm here to basically kind of have fun and go on this adventure, and if I end up with him, great, and if I don't, great, but I don't think I'm really into him that much. That's the feeling that was coming across to me during this date, because she kept saying the word have fun. Not like, oh my gosh, I really like him, but I'm just going to have some fun. It's like, dude, quit stringing the guy along. If you don't like him, then go. You know? It's just my personal thoughts. I'm not a big Kelly fan. I mean, especially in week 7, but we'll get there. So anyhow, he gives Kelly the rose during this date, and she continues on for the next week. So then, Kelsey, after, the next day or whatever, Kelsey goes to his villa and, has a conversation with him, basically calling out Tammy during the conversation, and that she said this, and it was basically a he said, she said conversation, and then he ends up giving her the rose, and then she went back and was like, I got the rose. And all the girls are pissed. And he cancels the cocktail party, and they're not happy about that at all. And they have another rose ceremony where he sends some other people home. Says goodbye, basically. Then they move on to Santiago, Chile. Then we're on to episode 6, the 2-hour there. So they go to Chile, and Hannah Ann gets the first date. They basically play smash the mayonnaise with hot dogs in each other's face. And Hannah Ann is 20-something, like early 20s, and basically says, I've never been in love. Peter's like, really? She's like, yeah, never been in love. He's a little hesitant because he was like, well, like if she's never been in love, then, she's never fully been committed, maybe? And has some doubts, but ends up in the end giving her the rose. Then they have a group date, and they do some like South America acting soap opera type thing, and this is when he sends Victoria P home. She's like, hey, I think we're all on the same page, I'm feeling good, and he's like, I'm not. And basically says goodbye to Victoria P. And then they have another one-on-one date with Victoria F. because, they had the Chase Rice date, and she was previously dating him, and that was just a train wreck of a date. And basically she cries, and there's drama, and they go horseback riding, and she cries, and there's a dinner, and she cries. Just Victoria F is nothing but drama, I feel. And a cry, or she's like, I think she's worse than Ashley I. I hate to say it. Love you, Ashley I. If you ever see this, you're awesome. But I think Victoria F has you beat, hon. Then there's a 2-on-1 date with McKenna and Tammy. And Peter has a conversation with both of them. Ends up sending Tammy home during that pre-rose ceremony 2-on-1 date. And then later on during the rose ceremony, sends McKenna home. I don't know why he didn't just send them both home. If he knew that he was going to send McKenna home, why not just cut the ties right then and there? It would have been easier, I would have thought. So then there's another rose ceremony. Like I said, he sent McKenna home and Sydney, which that shocked me, actually. Sydney was in one of my top picks, I think, and I had to rearrange things. So Sydney went home with McKenna, and then we're on to week 7. So then we're on to week 7, and we are in Lima, Peru. And so they have 2 no, 3 one-on-one dates and a group date. There's 6 women, so they are down to the final 6. So, the first one-on-one date goes to Madison, Maddie, and she runs up to him, and there's like so much chemistry. Like I see a connection between those two, and they go fishing, and my husband noticed that when they were fishing that the fish that they supposedly caught was not moving, which means it was dead already, which means either the producers hooked it or they just stuck a dead fish on the line and pretended that they caught the fish. There's a lot of making out during this date, and then they go to the dinner portion of the date, and Maddie basically says, talks about her religion, and he's like, my religion's not that strong, but I'd like to be better. And, Maddie already knows about the windmill part of the windmill from last season. And she's like, she doesn't really care about that. And there's going to be more of Maddie next time because she goes to hometowns. She gets the rose. Then, there's my cat in the background. My cat was just on the bed. But anywho, moving on. Then it goes to Natasha. And, they have they don't really, I thought they had a strong connection, but the connection's not very strong at all. Like, I feel like he had her more in the friend zone than anything. They, tour Peru, and, they agree that they're having fun, but, I just don't think there's a big connection like I see with some of the other women. So during the night portion, they basically agree to say adios, sayonara, and go on their separate ways. Natasha goes home. Then there's another one-on-one, and this one is with Kelsey, and they go four-wheeling. And I see a connection, and Kelsey has come a long way. She has surprised me. Like, I did not like her at first. Like, the whole champagne gate and the crying over the champagne and then the wine and blah, blah, blah and boo-hoo and cry me a freaking river. And now Kelsey is, like, changed. Like, she is fabulous. Fabulous. And then, so, they have their date. They go to the dinner portion. Kelsey gets the rose. So Kelsey is now to hometowns. Then they have the dreaded 3-on-1 date between Kelly, Hannah Ann, and Victoria F. And, he pulls each woman aside. First one was, I believe, Victoria F. And Kelly's like, all right, I'm just going to chill here. I'll see you a little bit. Like, okay, I don't really care. So has a conversation with Hannah Ann, then, Victoria F. Then, they talk, and Victoria's left like, blah, blah, blah. Victoria F. is like, why are you in a mood? Why do we always have to talk about, these, problems that, and Peter's like, well, I'm not in the mood. And they kind of have a little argument, and I'm just sitting there, he's not in the mood. You're the one kind of starting these fights and causing this drama, and you guys are fighting already? When you should be in the honeymoon stage? I mean, shoot. If you're fighting now, what's it going to be like when y'all are married? I don't think Victoria F. and him are a good fit. But that's just my personal opinion. So then he has a conversation with Hannah Ann, and that goes very well. They talk, and she reads him the things that she likes about him. And that's actually very, very nice. Very refreshing, compared to the last conversation. And then he has a conversation with Kelly, and Kelly's like, oh, I'm having fun. And he's like, oh, I don't like hearing the word fun. Stop. And she's like, I know you don't. But that's what it is. I'm having fun. She doesn't like him like that. It's easy to see. It's plain to see. So then he goes for the rose part and grabs the rose and takes Victoria F. And Kelly's like, yep, it's going to be me. I'm good. You know, just come on. Get on with it. You know, send the other two home or send, you know, so-and-so home. Hannah's just a baby and Victoria's a wino. And, you know, I'm just the best one here. The best pick. Yes. I've got it. Got it in the bag. So Peter takes the rose, takes Victoria F, and they go out and stand by the car. And I'm like sitting there, really? You're going to flaunt a rose in front of this poor woman's face and then send her home? I was sadly mistaken. He gives her the rose and then puts her in the car and says, I'll see you later. So she gets a hometown. And then he does, he ends up sending Kelly home. And Kelly's like, alright. I don't think she really cared either way. I don't think she really liked him. You know, she was extremely mean there, bullying at the end with the other two ladies, like, you know. So then Hannah Ann gets the final hometown rose, and they all go back to the hotel, and all the girls are like, yes! Oh, thank God! And they, like, hug each other, and, ooh, yay, we're going to hometowns! And that was the end of that episode. So tonight, we're on to hometowns, and I'm super excited because this should be good. There's going to be some more drama, it looks like, from Victoria F. It looks like Madison and him are going to really connect. Not so sure about Kelsey yet, but I still stand by Hannah Ann and Madison are my top two. I believe those two are going to be my top two. Although there is a rumor going around that he fell in love with his producer. I don't know if I believe that. I know that there's more to stories. You know, I've watched some of the other recaps, and he basically has told people that it didn't basically end when the filming was done. Like, things are still playing out, so that's why his season is currently the unspoiled season. So, I don't know if he fell in love with his producer Julie, or if he, you know, couldn't decide between two of the ladies, or if Hannah Brown came back. I just don't know. But we will find out in a couple of weeks what's happening. So tonight is hometowns, and then next week I believe we have the top three, and then the girls tell all, or the women tell all, and then the final two, the overnights. Although I think the overnights are next week. But the final two are a couple weeks from now. So anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed this very, very quick 3-episode recap. Again, I'm sorry. Just life has really gotten the better of me, and I just haven't really had time to do YouTubes and keep up with this. But I'm hoping to get better with that. I will get another Bachelor episode out this week sometime. And if you guys like my videos, please give me that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, give me that bell, and follow me on Facebook with Amanda Susanne. Follow me on Twitter with Susanne_Amanda, and I'm also on TikTok with Ruby Red Queen 1.0. So hope you all have a great day, and we will talk to you soon. Bye!